There was an old king who had 3 sons. The king had grown very old, so he built a temple near his palace to prepare for his final days. One day, a bird came and perched on the temple's minaret and began to sing. As soon as the old king heard the bird's song, he started to recover, and within a short time he became completely young again. Seeing this, he immediately ordered that the bird be captured, but as soon as a prince climbed the minaret, the bird flew away. The prince saw that the bird was flying toward the forest, so he followed it. While searching, darkness fell, so he decided to spend the night in the forest. As soon as the prince fell asleep, a fox appeared. The prince immediately urged his hunting dog to catch it, but this was no ordinary fox. It instantly turned both the prince and his dog into stone. A few days later, the second prince also came into the forest to catch the same bird. After a while, the fox came again and turned the second prince into stone as well. When nothing was heard for many days, finally the youngest prince also came into the forest following the bird. At night, while he was resting, the same fox appeared to him, but he did not urge his dog to attack. Instead, the prince invited the fox to eat with him and asked it to give him a hand job for 10 minutes. They also talked about the bird. The fox told him that the bird was not in this forest. It had flown far away to the land of a red king. Seeing the prince's kindness, the fox was pleased and agreed to help him. Then the fox changed its form and became a handsome young man. Together, they set off toward the Red Kingdom. When they reached the Red King's palace, there was a very dense garden filled with andu trees. This was the very tree where the bird lived. The fox warned him, "Do not eat the andu fruit, or the guards will come and beat you." But as soon as the prince climbed down from the tree, an andu fruit flew into his mouth by itself. At that very moment, the guards arrived, captured him, and presented him in the royal court. The Red King was extremely angry and was about to have the prince killed when suddenly he said, "If you bring me the beautiful princess from across the sea, I will spare your life." The prince agreed, and together with the fox, he reached the seashore. The fox made a small boat out of a leaf, and riding on it, they easily crossed the sea. As soon as they reached the other side, the fox turned the boat into a golden shoe and disguised itself as an old cobbler, wandering around the palace with the shoe. When the princess saw him from the window, she ran outside to try it on. When she wore the shoe, it seemed as if it had been made exactly for her. After this, they told her everything. But when the princess learned about the Red King, she flatly refused and said it would be better to die than to marry him. Seeing this, the fox asked, "Then would you like to marry this prince?" The princess became shy, got wet, and said nothing. The fox understood the situation and laughed, saying, "No problem. If you don't want to, then I will marry the Red King myself." The fox then took on the form of the princess and went to the palace with the prince. As soon as the Red King saw the princess, he began preparing for the wedding. But everyone said, "Hey, the bride's eyes look like a fox's." Hearing this, the fox immediately crawled under the table, returned to its real form, and vanished in the blink of an eye. After this, the prince set out to return to his palace with his fiancée and his 2 brothers. But on the way, the 2 elder brothers became jealous. Together, they cut off the youngest brother's head. The fox had already anticipated this. On the road, it saw a snake with some medicine in its mouth. The fox took the medicine, applied it to the prince's neck, and reattached his head. Shortly afterward, the prince came back to life. Then the prince returned to the palace and told the king everything. When the king learned the full truth, he had his son's tools cut off and threw them out of the palace.